Yo, peoples. All right, give me one quick second. Let me go ahead and feed Kenzo. Let me go ahead and actually put that in chat real quick, and then I'll come right back, and then we'll get started. So that way, just in case people join in, you guys can let them know. But I will be right back, and then we'll get started with this live stream. Apologies ahead of time, but you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and I got a little special friend here with me. Hold on, boy. Hold on. It's all good. It's all good. See? It's Kenzo! Say hi to all the peoples, Kenzo. Look. Look up here. Look up here. I just gave him a little bit of food. I gave him a little bit of food and some water a little bit because, you know, he's still in the puppy stage, so we got to feed him completely different than Jet. Jet's used to the feeding schedule we have for him, but with Kenzo, we have to change it up just a little bit. But yo, peoples! QShoe92 here. Welcome back to yet another reaction. I know, boy. I know you like it. I know you like to get the attention. Welcome back to yet another One Piece reaction and review. Let's go ahead and see if the chapter's up since I've spent the last couple of minutes getting ready. So, Let's refresh the page. All right, the new chapter is here. Don't be sniffing next to the mic, boy. Come on. Don't let them see, don't be doing all the extra. All right. Chapter 1014. The Ham. Okay. So last we left off, we pretty much ended the chapter with Kaido throwing Luffy's unconscious body off of Onigashima, with basically just showing us that Kaido has beaten Luffy again. And now we get to see what happens after the fact. I ain't got no food in my hands, boy. You've already eaten. You got to chill right now. When I'm doing my live streams, you got to chill. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You good. You good. He's still very, very inquisitive. Very, very inquisitive. You don't like to be high up though, so you're definitely not gonna jump off my lap right now. But here, chapter 1014, The Ham. Reader requests Trafalgar Law puzzling over a riddle in front of a painted tiger screen by Takashi. And weirdly enough, Law is trying to figure out capture the tiger on the screen. And Law's trying to figure this out, but the tiger inside of the screen is actually coming out of the screen. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, we haven't. Oh, yo, we have it directly after Kaido just dropped Luffy off of Onigashima.
So you infuse yourself with the color of the Supreme King.
And it just shows Luffy falling off of Onigashima.
But your use of it was crude and clumsy. Gum, what was it again? You couldn't be Joy Boy, either, it seems.
And he just... Wow, wait. Luffy hit the water. Luffy hit the water. Okay, so the only one who can possibly save him now is Law's crew and their submarine. They're the only ones who can possibly save Luffy right now.
You couldn't be Joy Boy either, it seems.
And then we have Den Mushi coming in. Gotcha. Master Kaido, we have found Momonosuke.
I'll be there at once. And Bao Huang?
Yes, sir. Oh, wait, it's Bao Huang saying this. What are you doing, boy? I gotta do my reaction. I know you're very curious about all the places, all the spaces, and the crevices. But you gotta be up here for right now. I can't let you run wild in my room, otherwise you're gonna tear through all my clothes. Master Kaido, we have found Momonosuke.
I'll be there at once. And Bao Huang?
Yes, sir.
Announce the results to all of Onigashima.
Wow. He's already gonna tell everyone that he's beaten Luffy and just sent him Luffy's in the ocean, ladies and gentlemen. He's unconscious and Luffy just basically fell into the ocean right now. With a big old kabloosh. Alright, let me direct this, boy. Let me direct this. 3rd floor castle. I spotted young Master Yamato. He's carrying Momonosuke. Something's wrong, though. Oh, his cuffs are gone. That's right. I'm not your prisoner anymore. I am Odin! And Yamato is just beating up all the beast pirates that she comes across. And now we're at the 1st floor crawl space. And Momonosuke is still reading the journal that Odin left behind. Because remember, he started reading it when Yamato gave it to him in the last chapter. But Momonosuke is... Are you licking my armrest? Ain't nothing on there, boy. But Momonosuke says,
Shinobu,
yes?
it would seem that I truly must not die.
What do you mean? Of course you mustn't die. And then, all of a sudden, something rings off. Something rings off on Momonosuke's head like it's a pain going through his brain right now.
Ah! What is that? Who is it?
And Shinobu says, huh? What is it now? And now we're on the performance floor. Yo! Oh my goodness! Yo, Kenzo, do you see this? Kenzo boy, do you see this? Do you see this? Chopper, still in his monster form, is shoulder throwing Queen in his Brachiosaurus form. So you remember how Big Mom grabbed Queen by his neck and threw him into the wall? Chopper! Oh my goodness, Chopper. Oh boy, do you see this, boy? Do you see what Chopper's doing? Chopper is taking Queen the exact same way that Big Mom took him and is throwing him around the room. And the samurai and I guess the other beast pirates are saying, "Get her, Chopperimon!" Well, it's pretty much the samurai saying it. "Get him, Chopperimon!" "Serves you right, Queen, you backstabber!" And then Chopper's wheezing. And wheezing from, I guess, being in his monster point for so long. A guy who's winning wouldn't be panting like that, raccoon dog. And now we have Pedals Pedal who's there. Let's see how long you can hold out. Pedorin. And then we have Chopper thinking,
Darn it, nothing seems to hurt Queen. I'm finally able to extend my monster time, and already I have less than 10 minutes left.
And who is that? That's Caesar. Sure, no. That's pointless. I guess this is way back before they even... This is way back when they captured Caesar. The heck? Just 3 minutes? What can you do with that?
But if I'm in Monster Point any longer than that...
Then what? Are you so precious about your looks? And you call yourself a pirate?
What?
Rumble balls? Look at that sloppy work. Get this list of chemicals and you can stretch that gigantification time to 30 minutes. Sure, there are risks, but you're not a coward, are you? Wow. Caesar actually gave him advice on extending his monster point time? This has to be back when they captured Caesar from Punk Hazard. Way back when. And now we cut to the present, and Queen charges up his beam attack, which we now have a name for, called Black Coffee Beam! And he shoots Chopper point blank with it. And then Pedals Pedal, who has like candy arrows, a candy bow and arrow with multiple arrows lined up, says, "No, here comes that candy arrow rain again! Take shelter under a roof!" Then we have Bao Huang, who's looking at all of this. And she says,
Mary's diffusion mode.
And I guess all of the Marys, which are basically anything that has those little face eye markings, those eye papers on them. Like there's a cat, there's a person, and there's a lizard crawling around, and they all make a click sound. And then they announce it.
Announcement to all of Onigashima. The fight is over. The highest bounty on the enemy side, Straw Hat Luffy, has lost.
And she just straight up announces it. Luffy Taro? What? Luffy?
No!
Straw Hat, says Marco. And there's Frankie's all like, who are you kidding?
Master Kaido snuffed out his life, and now Straw Hat Luffy sinks to the bottom of the dark, cold sea.
And we have Jinbei fighting against Who's who is now fighting Jinbei in his human form. We saw, the last time we saw Who's Who, he was in his Sabretooth form, but now he's fighting against Jinbei in his regular human form. Which makes me think that Who's Who could possibly be similar in strength to Jinbei a little bit, possibly. But then Who's Who says, haha, good news. And Luffy, it shows Luffy, again, he is sinking into the sea. The only person who can save him right now has to be Shachi, Beppo, and Penguin and the other members of the Heart Pirates. They have to, because they're the only ones who can actually go underwater at the moment. Everyone else is on Onigashima right now.
The Kozuki Samurai and the Pirate Captain have both fallen. Who will be next? Can anyone else win?
Kinemon too?
Master Kaido will now descend and begin to clean up the stragglers.
Look at this mess you've made, Lin Lin.
And Kaido has assumed his dragon form and is now flying around Onigashima.
But heed closely, for Master Kaido will allow you to surrender.
And Law is just looking on. And then it cuts to Big Mom, who's in front of Kid right now.
Mama! Did you hear that?
And Kid says,
Like I care what happens to that idiot.
and then Tama is crying, saying,
Big Brother Luffy!
and Nami and Usopp are there as well.
Only those who raise their arms in surrender and compliance will be spared their lives and allowed to serve as our followers.
And it shows Robin and Brook. It shows Sanji and Zoro. And they both say, screw that! Don't you fall, boy. If you fall, I'm gonna get in trouble. I am going to get in trouble. Don't try to wriggle so much. And now we cut to passage to first floor, crawl space.
Surrender, Rano! Surrender!
You okay? Are you alright, boy? Don't worry, I got you. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. I know you wanna go in and everywhere, but I can't have you chewing up on any cords, okay? You're still too young to be going around my room just doing anything that you want. I know. It's okay. Passage to first floor, crawl space.
Surrender, Wano! You have lost this battle!
And it shows Kanjuro.
The outcome is near! Straw Hat Luffy has lost!
And then it shows Kinemon and Kikunojo. Shows Kinemon and Kikunojo who have caught up to Shinobu and Momonosuke. Lord Momonosuke! That's one of the Marys. If that's here, then this is bad, right, Master Kinemon, Lord Momonosuke? Says Shinobu. And then Kinemon is saying, what is the matter, my lord?
Kinemon, we must...
And his head is still hurting. Momonosuke's head is still hurting. Must be the voice of all things acting up on him.
Kinemon, we must... tell everyone.
There's a frog over there. And then fake Odin shows up. Hey, Momonosuke, I'm glad to see you again. Huh? It can't be. Lord Odin? And you too, Shinobu. It's good to see you. And then Kikunojo immediately notices. Not again.
Father!
It's not him. And then Kinemon says, you must not watch.
Father!
Get back, Shinobu. It's an imposter. Huh? Not once, but twice. You show us these mocking lies. What do you mean, Kiku? Why are you so angry? It's me. After what you did to Ashura. And then Ashura goes, Kikunojo thinks back. I don't blame you for going soft. He was our friend. Stop, Kiku, what are you doing? Don't use his body to call this one's name, Kanjuro. Is this some kind of joke, Kiku? I'm the man who took you and Izo in. And then, before Kikunojo could do anything, Kiku hesitates. And this Odin clone... Yo! No! Kiku gets impaled by this fake Odin straight through the chest. And this surprises both Kinemon and Shinobu. And Kinemon says, I cannot. Master Keen, this one cannot do it. And then it shows Kanjuro saying, it's only fair. The wound you already gave me will prove fatal, Kiku. And then it just shows Kanjuro coming out of that disguise after... Bruh, not Kikunojo! Already lost an arm and now impaled through... Yo... Kanjuro! Kiku! Ah! Kanjuro! Says Momonosuke. And Kinemon catches Kiku. Kiku! Master Keen. This one has failed. But if the fallen snow is melting, then surely the hour of dawn is close at hand. Don't talk nonsense! No, I'm sure the light of Wano's dawn will shine all the way down to the underworld. Oh, wait. That's Kanjuro saying it. No, I'm sure the light of Wano's dawn will shine all the way down to the underworld. Keen, isn't that right? No. Oh, wait, that's Kinemon saying that. No, I'm sure the light of Wano's dawn will shine all the way down to the underworld. Stop licking my mic, boy. It's not food. It's not food. This boy is something else. Isn't that right? Kanjuro! And Kinemon cuts down Kanjuro right then and there. He literally cuts him across the chest. What are you licking my arm for? That's ticklish, boy. Stop that. Stop it. And then we have Kanjuro laughing as he's dying. Ka 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 ka. That's it. If anyone should close the curtains on my act. And then Kanjuro is remembering his time with Kinemon that he was, acting. My arm is not a meat bone. No matter how you lick it, the flavor will still be the same. Black. It's still going to taste like black. If anyone should close the curtains on my act. And then the memories of Kinemon and Kanjuro. He's licking my fingers now. Dude, we're taking it. This boy. I'll make note of that for next time. I won't have him in here next time because this boy's doing the most. What are you doing? We're taking on this freak, Odin. If anyone should close the curtains on my act, it ought to be you. And Kinemon looks angry, but he's filled with tears in his eyes. After all, on stage we were always best of friends. And then Kanjuro falls down, and then it looks like there's a massive explosion that happens. Got my hand all wet, boy, dang. There's a massive explosion that happens right behind Kinemon and the rest of them as Kanjuro finally falls to the ground. Huh? And... oh, snap, it's Kaido! Kaido! Shinobu, take Lord Momonosuke and flee! Okay! And Kaido aims... for Shinobu and Momonosuke, brings his Kanabo down, Kinemon blocks it, attempts to block it, and Kaido, using, Conqueror's coding, brings it completely on Kinemon. And it breaks his swords. And Momonosuke sees this and tears fills his eyes as he lets out a massive scream and saying, Kinemon! Next chapter hits June 6th. Onigashima reaches the Wano mainland. Kenzo. Bruh. Hold up. Kaido is coming back and Bao Huang wasn't playing when she says that Kaido was coming to clean up the stragglers. Did he just take out Kinemon? Okay, so it seems like Kikunojo is down. Kanjuro is down. And Kaido just broke the swords and brought his Kanabo down on the head of Kinemon, breaking his swords in the process. Bruh! Hold up! This is the second chapter where Kaido has apparently brought down another person with no effort. Can we just talk about how the main character... Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Still haven't seen the Tobi Roppo in action except ulti in page 1. Fun fact, human arms are meat bones. Pretty much. That's the way he's behaving. Please begin the stream or I'm forced to report this to the higher-ups for being late. Wow. If you look at the last page, Onigashima is flying past Udon Prison. Yeah, let me look at that. Let me look at that page. Yeah, they're flying right next to Udon right now. Next chapter hits June 6th, which means, well, we're just getting a chapter next week. You okay? I know, boy. I know. This was a good chapter, wasn't it? This was a very good chapter, wasn't it? Wow. Kaido is coming back for the ones who actually inflicted wounds onto him. Kaido is coming back and he's cleaning up. You threw the main character off, and the main character is currently sinking in the ocean right now. Seeing how he's a devil fruit user, the only one that can save him is, like one of you said, either Momonosuke was hearing a Sea King, and maybe it's a Sea King that'll rescue him. No matter how much you lick my hand, boy, it's not going to turn into meat for you to eat. No matter how much you try. Luffy can float without awakening, though. Kaido is sick and tired of survivors. Collegial! Oh my goodness, you ain't kidding. Kaido, I know. You want to look at all the stuff that's on the back. Don't worry. Mom and the rest of them are here so they can mess with you. Mess with you later, and so they can... Stop breathing on my neck, boy. Don't do that. Don't breathe on my neck. Can we just talk about... So, Kaido just told Bao Huang, let's just do a short recap. Kaido told Bao Huang to announce to everyone. And Bao Huang did that. She announced that Kaido has beaten Luffy. And now Kaido is going to make his way to clean up the stragglers. Your only chance of survival, no matter... Where are you going? This boy is something else. He is so adventurous. The only way you're going to survive is if you surrender and join us as our followers. And everyone hears this. Every single one of the Straw Hats. Thomas crying. Everyone's surprised by this. Thinking that, wow, there's no way that Luffy lost. But Luffy is rubber, so who knows? No break. Luffy can float without awakening, though. I mean, as if you... I don't know where to go from here. Kaido literally could change the whole story twice, but nope, he lets Luffy live. He really could. He could have killed Luffy, and that could have ended the entire story of One Piece right then and there. But no. He let Luffy live. And now Luffy's going to clean up for all the stragglers that have caused him grief. If it's 1v1, Kaido will win. I don't care what anyone says. Karma, that statement is becoming more and more true with every moment we see this. And Kaido is not messing around. Let's just state the fact that Kaido is using his Conqueror's Haki to enhance his attack to make sure that no one can block him and to ensure that he brings the full might of his strength on his opponent. Because Kinemon doesn't have any defense against it. So he made sure to infuse Conqueror's Haki in his attack to make sure that anyone who doesn't use it does not get up from it. And he brought his Kanabo directly on the head of Kinemon. And there's just so much going on right now. My fingers, no matter how much... Did you nip on my fingers? Don't do that, boy. Don't do that. This was something else. But let's not take away from other key points of this chapter as well. I know it may seem like I'm a little bit disjointed because I'm also contending with Kenzo here. But, you know, I'm adapting so that way I can be just as succinct as I am without him here. But let's not take away from the fact that even though Kaido is, you know, What's up, people, folks, including Jet? No, it's Kenzo this time. Kenzo's up here with me. Jet's downstairs. He's already good. But Kenzo's here with me enjoying this reaction. Let's not take away from the fact that Chopper actually got some advice from Caesar on how to extend his monster point, and he's just basically flipping around Queen during this whole time. Back when he slapped Queen in the face when he first turned into Monster Point, saying, "Stop calling me a raccoon dog!" Apparently, Chopper has been throwing Queen around this entire time. But he's running out of time for how long his monster point is lasting. Not only that, but Pedal's Pedal is in there causing havoc as well, as he's trying to send, candied arrows all over the place, and it's just hitting everyone. And I believe he's aiming for Marco as well, and Marco's contending with Pedal's Pedal right now. I didn't see King anywhere in this chapter, just Queen messing with Chopper. Do you want to get down? Everyone else is here. Your little puppy mommy is here. Lex is here. Mom is here. If you want to go with them, I can give them to you. Because you seem so anxious to get down right now, but I don't trust you to not gnaw on my cords. Are you sleepy? Are you okay? I know, boy. Hold on. Let me give him to you. Was that the first time I voiced Caesar Clown? No, it wasn't the first time, but it has been a minute since I've done his voice. So it might not sound exactly the same as I did it a long time ago when I was doing more Caesar lines during the Whole Cake Island arc. But, no, it's not my first time. I do need to fine tune it a little bit. The laugh I got, sure, I got that, but the voice I need to fine tune since I haven't spoken as Caesar Clown in a long time. But yeah, Chopper got some actual medical advice from Caesar and some, science advice from him on how to extend his monster point. Sure, it has risks, but hey, I mean, you'll take a benefit. You'll benefit from these risks. And Chopper has learned to extend it to 30 minutes. But now Chopper only has like 10 minutes. And who knows what the drawbacks are going to be when he comes out of this overly extended monster point. But then let's not forget, got my arm feeling all sticky, licking all over my arm, boy. Could I check out Legend of the Northern Blade? It's an insanely good manga. I'll keep it on my list as well. I'll put it on my list as well because I have it up there with the beginning of the end that you guys have suggested to me, so I'm gonna have that up there as well. I got a lot of too. What's up? You hear them, don't you? Do you want me to take them to? Do you want me to take me to them real quick? Let me take Kenzo to them real quick because he apparently wants to get down right now. I know you hear them. I know you hear them. Don't worry, boy. I'm gonna give you to them. Don't worry. You'll be able to relax once. I know. This boy is incredibly needy, but let me just go ahead and pass him off real quick. Chopper is now leagues above them. I mean, he's contending with one of the calamities of Kaido right now. Even though he's running on kind of running on fumes right now, Chopper is contending with Queen of all people, and he's just throwing him around the room. So yeah, Chopper is a lot stronger than people think. He's not just up there when it comes to book smarts and medical smarts, but he's up there with strength when he's using those different rumble forms of his. But let me go ahead and give Kenzo off to them. I'll be right back, and then we'll bring this to a close, and then we'll move on to My Hero Academia. Look, boy, come on. Don't worry. It's all good. It's okay. It's okay. All right, boy? It's all right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Kenzo, even though he's a pup, he's a lot of work and he likes to get into stuff. Let me just go through these already. So, the big thing to take away from this entire chapter is Onigashima is still floating, getting closer to the mainland. And Kaido is just saying, Kaido's there saying, so you infuse yourself with the color of Supreme King, Conqueror's Haki, but your use of it was crude and clumsy. Gum gum, what was it again? And he's laughing as Luffy just falls into the ocean. You couldn't be Joy Boy either. And then Bao Huang calls him, saying that they found Momonosuke. And Kaido says, I'll be there at once. And Bao Huang announced their results to all of Onigashima. And shows Yamato beating up beast pirates, Momonosuke reading through Oden's journal. Apparently Momonosuke coming under the effects of the voice of all things. Chopper slamming Queen around the room. Chopper wheezing and puffing as his limits of his Monster Point form is starting to run out. Pedals is in the performance floor, just showering the place with candy, arrow rain. We found out the name of the laser beam attack that Queen has. It's called Black Coffee Beam. Bao Huang signals to all of her Marys. And they all announce that announcement to all of Onigashima, the fight is over. The highest bounty on the enemy side, Straw Hat Luffy has lost. And it shows who's who fighting Jinbei. We see Marco, Frankie, Chopper, Luffy submerged under the water. Grandpa Hio, Yatape, Kaido in his dragon form as he prepares to enter back into Onigashima. Law, Big Mom facing off against Kid, Tama crying Big Bro Luffy in the arms of Nami as Usopp listens on, Brook and Robin still facing off against Black Maria. We don't see Black Maria in this chapter. We just know that they're facing off against her. Sanji and Zoro saying like, no, we're not gonna... Bao Huang says, but heed closely, for Master Kaido will allow you to surrender. Only those who raise their arms in surrender and compliance will be spared their lives and allowed to serve as our followers. And Sanji and Zoro are like, screw that noise. Then it shows Kanjuro, who has found Momonosuke, Kinemon, Kikunojo, and Shinobu, and he poses as Oden again. Kikunojo attempts to take him down and is impaled through the chest. And it's a massive wound because Kiku immediately starts coughing up blood and tears starts running out of their eyes. And she falls down saying, Master Keen, and they fall down saying, Master Keen, this one has failed, but if the fallen snow is melting, then surely the hour of dawn is close at hand. And Kinemon is tired of Kanjuro's foolishness and cuts him down. And directly after cutting down Kanjuro, Kaido crashes in directly where Momonosuke is and takes out Kinemon. And then the chapter ends. He takes out Kinemon, breaking both of his swords in the process. And then it ends with Momonosuke eyes just filled with tears, screaming for Kinemon. As the last tagline of this chapter reads out, Onigashima reaches the Wano mainland. So, my thoughts of them defeating Kaido before they get to the mainland? No longer a thing, because they've reached it already. So, Luffy beating Kaido Kaido being defeated before they get to... Hello, Mother.
Hello, son. Are you going to get your food?
Yes, I am. Just let me finish this live stream and then I'll come and get my food.
Oh, thank you. You have been very helpful. Question: did Kenzo eat his stuff?
I only gave him a little bit of food. There's still some food for him in his bag, so I only gave him a little bit and a little bit of water.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you too. But what happened to Frankie versus Sasaki? Killer versus Hawkins. Frankie was still fighting. We don't see Killer versus Hawkins in this fight. Out of all the fights that are going on right now, we don't see those two. So maybe they're going to be saved for the next chapter. Kinemon might be dead or close to it after this. I mean, he's definitely going to be close to it, especially if Kaido used Conqueror's Haki in his attack against an opponent who can't exactly use Conqueror's Haki in order to in order to combat a user using Conqueror's Haki. As far as I know, Kinemon doesn't have a real defense against that. So against someone who can't use it, the damage is going to be substantial. This is all Zoro's fault. Why did he let himself get knocked out so quick? Bruh, I feel like if Zoro was still left in this fight, he still would have been damaging Kaido. So Oda had to get rid of the only other person who could have... See, let's just talk about this. The only person to leave a lasting mark on Kaido during this entire fight was Zoro. It wasn't Luffy. Even though Luffy could use Conquerors with his attacks, he didn't leave any lasting marks on Kaido. Kaido felt those hits, but Zoro was the only one to leave a lasting brand new scar on him. Zoro was the only one who put in that extra effort to damage Kaido permanently. Everything else, Kaido has been shrugging off. Even when Luffy was using Conquerors to fight Kaido, Kaido felt those, but it wasn't enough to keep him down. Otherwise, we wouldn't be starting this chapter with Luffy's unconscious body falling into the ocean. So Oda had to get rid of Zoro for the rest of the battle, because Zoro would have put in some more work. Zoro fanboys are got to be happy right now knowing that he's the only one out of all the supernovas who actually did something to Kaido that's going to stick with him, along with the scar that Oden gave him. Zoro fanboys better be eating hearty for this whole arc, because when you think about it, Zoro actually has done a lot of substantial things in the Wano arc as a whole. Even though we focused on a lot of different people, Zoro has done a lot in this arc. Sure, we had some highlight moments, but Zoro has shown that he's still so much stronger than we originally thought. He was able to damage the one person in the entire series who literally has the reputation of not being able to die, let alone being damaged in any way. Only other person who was able to do that was Oden. And only a handful of people were able to actually give him a good fight. But Zoro, during this entire arc, has shown that, yeah, Mihawk's training being put to good use. And let's not forget that even though with all of Zoro's training, Mihawk is still stronger than that. So, now I'm just wondering, how strong is Mihawk against Kaido? Because if the strength of Zoro is something to go by, but Mihawk is still stronger than him, wonder what a fight between Mihawk and Kaido would be like. That's a story for another time. But I'm just thinking, like, wow, so many things are happening. Apparently Kikunojo has had a fatal wound, and now Kinemon appears to have been hit fatally as well. I mean, it's a bad sign. To be fair, Zoro has Oden's sword. That's actually a good thing to bring up as well. Not just Zoro's strength, but he also has Oden's sword as well, which are two extremely powerful swords. They're like one of the 12 great supreme grade weapons out there. That's how strong they are. But it's always a bad sign for a character when a weapon that has never been damaged in any way gets broken in the middle of a fight. It is always a bad sign. So this is definitely a bad sign for Kinemon right now. And what a chapter to come to after out of break. Kanjuro is down, and it looks like it was a fatal wound because Kinemon did it. Even though the wound that he said that Kikunojo inflicted on him would be fatal, it's only fair that I inflict a fatal wound on you. Kikunojo's been fatally injured. Kanjuro has been more than fatally injured. He was fatally injured when Kikunojo went up against him the first time. But this cut by Kinemon should be the last hit for Kanjuro, and he should be down officially now. So I believe the story of Kanjuro might have come to the end. Mihawk will fight Kaido only if Kaido will get a sword. That'd be funny. But, so it appears that Kanjuro is down for the count permanently. Kikunojo is on their last legs. And Kinemon looks like, after having his swords broken and the Kanabo brought down on his head, because when you look at this panel, and I'm on the Viz site, you know me, I'm always looking at the Viz site. On this last panel, it shows the impact hitting Kinemon with a resounding, explosive, hit effect underneath where the Kanabo came down. Finally, is Kanjuro dead? He did not need to be alive this long. Karma, I'm not gonna lie, I got tired of Kanjuro after a very long time, and I was really hoping that when Kikunojo cut him down, that would be the end of it. But no, he came back posing as Oden. And my thing is, he tried to use the same thing again, and none of us were fooled. When Oden came back, we were very confused. And some of you were talking about how Kanjuro, like, oh, that's Kanjuro. There's no way it can actually be Oden, because Oden was killed by Kaido himself. Way back when, if you looked at the chapter, and if you've seen the recent anime, Kaido was the one who dealt the very final blow to Oden, and then Oden died smiling. But we all knew that it wasn't Oden back then, so for him to use Oden again and everyone to see through this, and him to try and attempt to use the exact same thing, I'm still kind of wondering, though, how did... Now Orochi must join him, because I still don't think he's dead. Orochi needs to die as well, because I'm actually kind of tired of seeing him. We still have so many other fights that are ongoing. Now, mind you, the other fights that were absent from this entire chapter, he must have a spare head, possibly. But out of all the characters that we saw in this chapter, we're still missing Killer versus Hawks. We're missing Inuarashi versus Jack. We are missing Nekomamushi trying to find Pedal's Pedal. We are missing Raizo versus Fukuro Kuju. We still got Cypher Pole Aegis, just in there, just chilling as all this is going on. We have Orochi's body, which is still sitting there. Orochi's body, which is just sitting there, which I believe he still isn't dead yet. He still must have one spare head. And those are the only people who are unaccounted for in this whole chapter. We got several other people who are still missing, and we're getting to chapter next week as well, so we're not going on break. The fact that he used the same technique twice and it worked is kind of sad, because Okiku didn't need to die. That's the thing. When Okiku was about to bring the sword down on Kanjuro, they hesitated because they remembered Oden, and the words from this fake Oden actually stopped them momentarily in order for Kanjuro to stab them through the chest. My thing is, this is not Oden. How did you fall for the same thing twice? Totally forgot about Raizo and Jack's fight. Yeah, that's still going on. And not only that, Diaz Drake versus Apu. Oh, Gato-san, thank you for reminding me of that. That's still going on. Not only that, but King is completely unaccounted for. We have no idea where King is at. Because last time I checked, he was in a performance hall with Queen, but we don't see him at all. So that's another person who's unaccounted for. So there's just so much going on. But for Kaido to not only beat Luffy and throw him into the ocean, but also for him to just make his way immediately to Momonosuke to kill him and bring down Kinemon, Kaido was not messing around. I feel like after he regrets, because here's the thing, Kaido regretted actually throwing Luffy off of Onigashima. If you pay attention to his words, he says, I should have just taken your head off. I don't know why I did this. Because now people are going to still hope that you can beat me. I should have just taken your head and just shown it to them. So he was actually regretting throwing Luffy off of Onigashima. Because now, without any proof to say that Luffy was beaten, people are still going to hope that he's alive. So that's Kaido's fault for not seeing it through to the end. But now Kaido has, I feel like with the way Kaido is not messing around and coming directly from Momonosuke, I believe he's taking his mistake he did on the top of the dome to heart and is actually putting some effort into making sure, okay, I spared Straw Hat Luffy. This time I'm not going to spare anyone else. So now I'm going to go after Momonosuke and make sure I kill him properly this time. And he was not shy about using Conquerors in order to bring it down on Kinemon right here. Now a Sea King must save Luffy because Momo has a headache and hears voices. At this point, some of these are just for the sake of scaling the characters. Yeah, it feels that way just a little bit. Not saying for me personally it's bad, but it just kind of feels that way for me. But with Momonosuke having headaches, it definitely has to be the voice of all things. So the only possible thing, only one of two things could possibly happen. Either the submarine of Law's crew pulls up and gets to Luffy, or it's a Sea King that saves Luffy. Either one of those things, because no one else knows where Luffy is. Because, I mean, if you were to get thrown off of a floating island and no one knew, how would anyone find you if you were steadily sinking into the sea? Because mind you, for a Devil Fruit user, since you can't swim, you just slowly sink deeper and deeper and deeper into the ocean. So it just makes it even more difficult. It makes it even more difficult for people to find you. Didn't Kaido have the chance to kill Momo in the past? Back when he held Momo out over the edge of Onigashima, like in the last anime episode, it showed Kaido coming into the Kozuki Castle and grabbing Momonosuke and holding him out over the edge, demanding to know what his name was. Now, he could have killed Momonosuke right then and there, but I guess he was hoping that the boy would have some courage and some nerve. And since Momonosuke didn't have it, he just decided, like, this boy isn't even worth killing, so I'm just gonna throw you back inside. So Kaido has actually wasted 2 opportunities to kill people that have pretty much caused him grief over this, not only just this whole Wano arc, but 20 years ago. So Kaido, I believe in all of his power and all of his nigh invulnerability and all of his strength. I think he can be a bit overly confident that even if he allows someone to live, they have absolutely no chance of beating him. That is one thing that tends to bite him in the behind a lot of the times. He left Luffy alive the very first time that he beat him, and now Luffy pretty much helped stage this large assault on his hideout, and then Kaido beat him again, and he lets him live again and just tosses him off. And then he regrets that decision by saying, wow, I can't believe I just wasted my time. I should have just taken your head off. Like, I feel like when Kaido is in the heat of battle, he just does not pay attention to what type of ramifications will happen if he allows certain people to live, especially if he knows that they're very influential or if they're very strong. That's one of Kaido's character flaws, is that he's so overconfident in his own ability that he never thinks about what if. That's the thing. He never thinks what if he survives. He doesn't. He just thinks that, well, if he survives, then I'll just beat him. That's it. That's his answer to everything. I'll just beat everyone who comes across me. I hate that in almost any media in which a bad guy shapeshifts and the protagonist good guys almost always fall for the illusion, even if they're aware of those abilities. Plot-induced stupidity. I hate those as well. I really do. Not saying that Oda uses this trope too often, but I was not a fan of Kikunojo falling for the exact same thing twice. Now, mind you, Kikunojo has observation haki. So they should be able to sense the intent of this person, right? They should be able to see that this is not real. Not only, you don't even need observation hockey to remember what just happened a couple of moments ago. Ashura Doji just literally blew up from fake Odin trying to kill all of them. How did you forget that? Yes, like Sanji falling for Mr. True's tricks. Exactly! How? And Sanji only falls for it because he's a simp! Kikunojo is smarter than that! So how did they fall for it twice? Knowing good well that Odin's dead. Knowing good well! No, it was Mr. 3. Mr. 2 is the... Mr. 2... Yeah, it was Mr. 2. Bon Clay. Mr. 3 is the one that has the 3 hairstyle. Yeah, it was Mr. 2 who had the clone fruit. But my thing is, how is it that you are supposed to be some smart, skillful samurai, capable of seeing deception? You see a deception directly in front of you, and you fall for it again because of the memories of the real Odin, and then you let this one stab you through the chest. You had every opportunity. I was actually hoping, like, wow, there's no way that Kanjuro is going to be able to fool them again, because now that they know that, they know for a fact that I lost the connection there real quick. I lost the connection. My apologies, everyone. I hope it didn't cut off when I was in the middle of my monologue there. It'll catch up. It'll catch up. Buffering, yeah, my internet went out for a quick second. But yes, wow, I actually gone on for an hour. For like 2 seconds. Apologies if my overall speech got cut off for you guys. But my thing is, this is like you said, plot-induced stupidity. There was absolutely no way that Kiku would have fallen for it had it been anything else. They would have known that it was fake. They would have known that it was a fake Odin and immediately went for it and cut down Kanjuro. But no, hesitates because of the memories of Odin and was reminded of it. And then Kikunojo gets stabbed through the chest again. These are 2 members of the Akazaya 9 who have been stabbed through the chest. Another one was just blown up. So that was actually kind of disappointing to see that actually happen, knowing how smart they are. Yep, at Kohagen. It happens a lot in media. Personally, if some villain turns into my mom, dad, brother, mentor, girlfriend, or whatever, or any other loved one, I wouldn't fall for it. Especially if they don't know the person. But the thing with Kanjuro is that he's a flawless actor, so him taking on the guise of Odin makes it extremely convincing. But even though you can still be a good actor, but if you know them to be an actor, you would be careful of anyone else that shows up in your life that has long since passed. So this was actually a very, very sad moment for Kikunojo, but sad in the way of, wow, I can't believe you allowed this to happen to you twice. You saw it happen to one other member of the Akazaya 9, and now you allowed it to happen to you. Not only that, but Kaido comes in and just crushes Kinemon now. So now we're losing more members of the Akazaya 9. Especially if I've seen it before, not showing caution. That's the thing, not showing caution! You would think you'd be more careful about seeing something like that again. You would, and here's the thing, Kikunojo actually saw through it, but it wasn't until they were right in front of Odin and this fake Odin said words that would sound like something Odin would say, and those words immediately swayed them and caused them to hesitate, only to get stabbed through the chest. You knew that it was fake. But as soon as it says a couple of words that remind you of how the real Odin behaved, you hesitate thinking like, oh no, Odin. And then you just get shanked. You knew it was a fake, and you still fell for it. What do you call that? You knew it was a trap. You knew it wasn't real, and you still allowed it to work. What can I even say to that? I'm sorry that I'm sticking so long on this one moment, but out of all the smart things that the Akazaya have done during this entire series, this moment from Kikunojo, that's just straight up pitiful. You knew it wasn't real. You knew it was Kanjuro, and you still let it happen. What do I even say to that? I can't say nothing. But, to get to the real meat of the matter, Kaido is not playing around. He's inside Onigashima now. And he's ready to clean up. So, Luffy needs to get saved. Luffy needs to get saved. And this whole battle needs to be brought to a close. I know it feels like it's going to be a minute before we actually get to the end of this arc. But with the way things are going, the end is nowhere close yet. Because had Luffy still been around, it probably would have been closer. But now Luffy has been literally thrown off the place where everything should be drawing to a close. So that means the ending has been pushed back just a little bit farther. Every moment that Luffy is not in the picture, when everyone is counting on him to be the one to beat Kaido, just pushes this arc farther along. Because any other time, people are always counting on Luffy to be the tiebreaker, to be the one to bring the end to all big battles in all these arcs. But with Luffy nowhere there, who's going to be the one to take him on? I'm happy that there is no break, and most likely we will not have a break after that. We're going to have to see. And this feels like a chapter one would go on break for. Like, just end this chapter and then go off for a full break over a week with the thought of Kaido potentially killing Kinemon here. Just let that marinate for people for a whole week. But it's not. We're getting another chapter next week. So, just got me thinking. But overall, this was a 9 out of 10 chapter. I enjoyed it. Aside from the whole Kikunojo thing, that was very, very sad. Not sad as in a somber sad, but sad as in, I can't believe you actually fell for that type of sad. That's actually quite sad for you and your character. This could potentially be the last time we see you, and this could be a fatal wound on you, and you're going to be, and the last thing we remember you doing is falling for the same trap twice. I'd hate for that to be the main thing that Kikunojo is remembered for. Their last moments, Kiku's last moments, was falling prey to a trick that pretty much took out another one of their own. And you knew it was a trap. And you still let it happen. I really hope that this is not the memory that everyone remembers Kikunojo for. I really hope. Because that's something else. That's really something else. But we're just going to have to find out what happens in the next chapter. I don't know about you guys, but things look even more dire than before. And let's not just dismiss the fact that there's still so many other fights going on right now, but Onigashima is still floating over the mainland, and it's steadily getting closer and closer and closer to the Flower Capital. Once it gets to the Flower Capital, Kaido is just gonna drop it, and is gonna kill thousands of people. Like, it's in the conversation that he and Big Mom had back when they were just, toying around with the supernovas. So something's got to give. Something's got to happen. Because the main character that everyone was counting on beating, Kaido, is now currently out of commission. And the second person who could actually do something to Kaido, he's currently out of commission. So who's left? There's no one else. Everyone else is preoccupied while Kaido is just coming through being the garbage man taking out the trash. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say where these chapters are going to go next. All I know is, Karma, I feel like you might be eating real good with how much Kaido's hype for being, if it's a 1v1 fight against Kaido, Kaido will win. You have been right this whole time. I didn't want to see it because I was hopeful that it would subvert expectations. But you have been right this whole time. And these chapters have just pretty much confirmed everything that you've been saying. And I remember when I would have arguments with you, going in discussions with you, going back and forth about why, it's Luffy's gonna beat him. I know it's out of the norm, but Luffy has to learn, and Luffy's gonna adapt real quickly, so that's gonna give him an edge. These last two chapters, this chapter and the last one, pretty much just said, yeah, no. So Luffy may be strong, but he's not Kaido strong. So let's not only whip him not once, not twice, but 3 times. First time was back in Okobori Town, or at least on the outskirts of Okobori Town. Well, it was in some town, either Okobori Town or Bakura Town. And Kaido showed us, like, hey, you may be the main character, but I don't mean the main character is going to be the strongest. And then one-shot Luffy. Then the second time we see him beat Luffy again was when Kaido used Conquerors in his attack with, Conqueror of the 3 Worlds, Ragnarok, and just basically slammed his Kanabo on Luffy and knocked him out. That's true. And then we have the next moment where Luffy gets overly confident with using Conqueror's Haki in his attacks. It says, like, tell everyone that I got this. Luffy literally said, go downstairs. I can handle it from here. And the next thing we see is Luffy's unconscious body. That's like, you can put like a meme in when Kaido says, when Luffy says, tell everyone downstairs I got this, I'm going to win. Snap back to reality, and it shows Luffy's body just falling off of Onigashima, unconscious, into the ocean below. Or you can have Luffy saying, tell everyone, go downstairs, you guys can go downstairs and get some rest. Let everyone know that I got this. It was at this moment Straw Hat Luffy knew. He messed up. And then it shows Luffy's body just falling off of Onigashima. Or you can say, like, or you can have like a J. Jonah Jameson meme where Luffy is saying, like, tell everyone downstairs that I've got this. And then Jameson is all like, you serious? Like, so many memes of, like, words spoken before disaster. Images taken, pictures taken before disaster. And Kaido was so savage. What was it? Gum, what was it again? Like, he was making fun of, like, okay, you got these gum attacks, but okay, doesn't matter. Not only that, but my goodness, time and time again, Kaido is showing that there is a reason why he is called the strongest creature in the world. Kaido is beyond belief when it comes to strength. And I know that I'm saying this right now. It may seem like I'm overhyping him just a little bit. But Kaido has pretty much shown that this is the strength required to be in the new world and be unmatched by anybody. But only a select few. And I wonder, after he just casually tossed Luffy's body off of Onigashima, has he removed him from the list of people that can contend with him now? Because this is the third time that Luffy has been beaten by Kaido. And Kaido's all, okay. Of course, the think, Luffy think meme would work here too again. Yes, it would. You tried to use Gear 4th on me? I'm the strongest creature in the world. Unless you can professionally use Conqueror's Haki in your attacks, then you have no hope of ever beating me. Did you think that this would work? Think, Luffy! He only says think once, not think, name, then think again, as much as the meme would say, so he only says think once. Think, Luffy! What do you have after 2 years of training? I have Rayleigh. I have Rayleigh. And Shanks is the only one alive that can fight him. Yeah, everyone else is dead. Shanks is the only one alive out of all the listed people that can actually take on Kaido right now. Can't include Luffy in that right now because Luffy ain't there. Luffy's in the water. My goodness. Kaido. What a chapter. An hour and 13 minutes. Yeah, my Hero Academia reaction is not going to be this long. But goodness. This is crazy. This is something else. Kaido is just casually beating people left and right. Even when we got full chapters where Kaido was getting hit by Killer, was getting hit by Kid, smashed, slashed, cut through, with Zoro being the only one to actually damage Kaido permanently throughout this whole fight, because everything else, they may have been damaging Kaido's insides a little bit, but it wasn't enough to slow him down, and he basically was just knocking them all aside. Under the sea, wondering why though, trying to fight Kaido. Are you crazy? Wondering why though, trying to fight Kaido. Yeah, my good. I was making those lyrics up, so sorry if they didn't sound too succinct there, but seriously, Kaido, my goodness. His hype does not die down at all. Even with him getting cut into and damaged by all these supernovas and the Akazaya 9, it has not diminished his strength at all. The hype he's had when we first saw Kaido, when he jumped off of a sky island 10,000 meters up and fell down face first. Do you know how strong your body has to be to avoid being crushed under, gravity and your own weight? Like, we've seen what happens to a face when it smashes into a ground very hard. Just look up Judge Dredd with, Carl Urban. And when those people got tossed off the roof in slow motion and they hit the ground extremely hard. Not only that, but when Mama gets tossed off as well, yeah, we can kind of see what happens to a human body when it hits the pavement extremely hard. But Kaido jumps off of an island from the literal heights of clouds and only comes out of it with a headache. Then we find out all of his hype about all the things that he survived. That has not diminished even after we've seen him take all these hits in this fight. He is still the one left standing on that roof. Kaido is beyond just being the strongest creature. For RP Luffy, well, he is the main character, so especially Luffy, he always gets his butt kicked multiple times before he's kicking butt back. Yeah, so we'll have to see where things go from here. Let me go ahead and end this stream here because my family was kind enough to buy me food. I'm going to eat that before I do my Hero Academia reaction. But Kaido is just, with the way Kaido is moving right now, it really does not give people hope that the Straw Hats will survive. I mean, even though it appears that way, we know they're going to survive. We know, because the story still has to go on. But Kaido is there in Onigashima, and he's just mopping up everyone. Now I don't want to see Luffy even attempt fighting Kaido one-on-one. I mean, apparently, fighting Kaido one-on-one does not work for Luffy! Because this is the second time he tried to fight him by himself. And this is the second time he's lost. Even after learning a brand new Conqueror's Haki attack trick. Still hasn't worked. So I don't know where we're going to go from here with this chapter. But we're going to have to find out the next time. So that's where I'm going to bring it to a close here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry if I drone on for a bit too long here. It's just that there's a lot of things to think about from this chapter. So, yeah, that's all I got. This chapter. Good Lord, Kaido, you absolute monster. But that's all I got. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.